Hi, good evening guys. This is Jess. I am coming to you from Bothell, Washington. I'm here with Denise tonight and she likes to do her French with Dreamy, so I thought I would show you guys how that's done. I'm finishing up her second hand here, freezing the first hand, with her 30-day manicure layer, which is a hard gel base. I'm using natural on her. She tends to lift a bit, so I prefer natural over enhance or the performance line. She did okay. She went about 2 weeks or so when she went with the performance line. She can go a little bit longer, I think, with the natural instead of the enhance. So I use OptiBond on her as a base layer. I'm using the 106 brush. And I'm just pillowing up her clear around the cuticle. So I'm getting the gel in front of the brush, and then I'm going to glide it over the nail. She has a really high natural arch, so as you can see, there's not much gel on her nail to begin with. I do remove almost everything when she comes in, just because if I don't, then she ends up with thick nails, and I want to make sure that her nails are kept thin. Just gonna turn her first hand on, let it finish curing. I flash cured it 3 times, and after the 3rd time, typically when I'm heading to the pinky, I go ahead and turn it on for a solid minute and let it finish curing. This little piece of lint to bubble in there. And I always remove off of the tip here just to make sure that we don't have a thick tip we're working with. We want to make sure this is really good and thin. I'm just going to check these. Sorry, I moved the camera out of my way a little bit. Okay, and thumb. Hey Nikki, let me know you guys if you noticed the video going fuzzy. The connection wasn't great earlier today. So hopefully it will stay good. I needed a little bit more gel on my brush, so I just grabbed a little bit more. And I'm just gliding over the surface of the nail, almost like a thick gloss. This hard gel layer goes on very, very thin, but it's what keeps the nails strong so that she can grow them out to this length without any breaking. Alright, I'm just going to double check the line of light, which is the reflection of the light in the nail. It's really wiggly somewhere. Just going to make sure that it's good. All right. Okay, go on in. And I'm only going to let it go on for a second and then turn it off. I'm going to flash her 3 times while I get going on the other hand. I'm sorry. She moved her hand in and out, so caught that before I got hot. All right, so tonight, her French is going to be with Delicate and Dreamy. So what makes Dreamy really different? I haven't talked about it in the other French that I've been doing the other videos, but Dreamy has a slight pearl to it. Do you guys see that? It's just got a little bit of a pearl, and makes for a really pretty French. So we are going to do that tonight. So this is Coat of Delicate. And if you've seen any of my French videos before, I always wipe off the tip, so I'm not concerned with the pink going all the way down to the free edge. My Delicate's running out, so I'm getting it all over myself. I go through a lot of Delicate, so. This is a really pretty kind of translucent pink. I think sometimes she's gone with blush, so it just depends. Last time you did this one though, right? Do you want blush instead?
Maybe.
Maybe?
I think that's the one you do.
You want blush instead? Alright, so someone looks at that and says, ah, it's a little bit too pink for what I'm wanting. Just wipe it off. And we're going to switch it to blush. So now my title's wrong. That's okay. Blush is a little bit more neutral. Pretty pink when you came in. That's what I thought it was. Delicate. Alright, starting over. Blush. one's faster to apply because there's more in my bottle. I see Rosemary snuck in here. Some of my clients have been sneaking in and joining my videos, which I find just so funny and awesome. They've been getting ideas, so that's fun. They come in saying, I want that thing that you did on that person that other day. And then I need them to be a little bit more specific. Right, so then you're going to take your brush, and I just keep it wiped off and clean. And when you're doing French, you want to remove the gel off of the end, your pink or your blush or whatever you're using. And the reason is you don't want, touch my finger. You don't want pink and then white. You end up with a really thick tip. You don't want to swipe it, because if you swipe it, you're going to create a ledge, and you don't want to do that. Oh, hold on, I got to cure this a little bit longer. Hi, Hemi. Hi, Diane. All right, go ahead and come on out. Nope, that one. That one can cure. That's fine. It can stay in. So again, I'm just doing my first coat of blush, and then she can look at it and decide if she wants 2 coats or 1. I never let anyone go clear, so if they want it neutral, then I still do 1 coat of blush as a makeup layer. It also adds strength, because this thin coat of hard gel, very, very thin coat of hard gel, needs some flexibility. If you were to just do a thin coat of this hard gel like this as an overlay and leave it, you need that, it's kind of bubbling out on the side a little bit. So if this wasn't curing, or gravity pulled it to the side, and it creates a little like bubble around here on the side where it's just not the right shape, I'll hit it a bit with my file, wipe it, and continue. And it'll be fine when I finish it. Okay, wipe. Anyway, as I was saying, is if you do just a hard gel layer as thin as I'm doing it, I mean, if you look down the barrel, you can see how thin her natural nail is, and then how thin the gel layer is. So it's a very, that's even with color on top. So it's a very, very thin layer of gel. So if you were to just do that thin layer of gel all by itself, do you want 1 coat or 2? 1 coat. So if you were to do that thin layer of gel all by itself, you're going to risk cracking. So you want to make sure that you are putting some coat of color on there to add flexibility, because you're not putting an arch, and an arch is what gives you strength when you're building and sculpturing a new nail. So without the arch, you can't have just a thin, flat layer of hard gel. You need to have some added flexibility, and the color layer is what does that if you are using 100% gel like Luxio or Options, because they're flexible color layers. So when you are doing a nail that is more square, your smile line can be a little bit more straight across. If you guys watched last night with Pamela, her smile line was a little bit more straight across, whereas when you are doing an almond shape, your smile line needs to be a little bit more smiley. So I'm bringing this up quite a bit higher up on the sides so that I can get a good smile shape. And I'm going to bring her nail up here a little bit closer so you guys can see how this Dreamy looks in the light. It's so hard to see the frost, but it is a little bit of a frosted white. It's almost impossible to see it. Bummer. But it is a really pretty little frosted white. So if someone wants a little bit of something special, especially during the holidays, if they're a French wearer and you just can't get them into anything more exciting than French no matter what, then you can talk them into this. And I don't know, Denise is giggling because it sounds like maybe that's what I did once upon a time. And ever since then, if she wears French, she wears it with Dreamy. So this is my 107 brush. I just want to make sure it's all good to go. So I'm going to come down and come back up. So you want your smile line to be a bit more exaggerated than if you were doing a straight across nail. Okay. Hair's getting in the way. And go down and up. There's a little bit. My brush is starting to split a little. It's really the main thing that happens with the brushes when you need to replace them, is that they start splitting funny on you. So this Dreamy is really pretty for January if someone wants to do something that has kind of a snowy effect. I do a lot of Dreamy with like blue or silver snowflakes. Alright, so if you just tuned in, we did not do this with Delicate, we did it with Coated Blush, so it's a really neutral looking French. And there you go. Just going to be top glossing her and finishing up the sides, and that'll be it. But I wanted to show you guys Dreamy. I will try to do an up-close Instagram shot later of how Dreamy looks so you guys can see the frost a little bit better, because it is super, super pretty, but it's not picking up in camera. So, thanks guys. Have a good night. Maybe we'll see you a little bit later.